don't you want the demise of him to be connected to Boba Fett having friends, not he just hits him with a stick?
I feel like a lot of people have misunderstood the thematic and emotional resonance of this scene, and the character progression of the entire first season of the Book of Boba Fett. The criticism seems to be that this scene should logically lead to one of Boba's associates coming to his aid. This would contrast with Cad Bane's perception of interpersonal connection as a weakness, but in fact that is exactly what happens. Boba finds his strength in his connection to others, not just here, but throughout the entire season, and in a sense the growth of that connection is the entire story of this season. Boba is saved by his connection to others. When he is on the ground and at the point of Cad Bane's blaster, he seems to be in a position of weakness, and he has lost his own strength, but even alone he still has a connection to his friends. He is saved by that connection. As he lies on the ground, he reaches for his stick, the stick which symbolises the Tusken clan who saved him, the very group of people who taught him to love. And this is what saves him. Not his own abilities, not his own strength or his own resources, but the embodiment of his newfound ability to connect to others. The Boba Fett who went into the Sarlacc pit died in there. This is a new Boba. This is a Boba who isn't a ruthless bounty hunter anymore. He isn't a loner anymore, and he isn't alone anymore. He's a better man and a new man. The first 4 episodes of the Boba Fett show are effectively an origin story for the stick with which he strikes down Cad Bane, the representative of his own previous life. This is not a battle between Boba Fett and Cad Bane. It's a battle between Boba Fett and himself, between his new self and the man who made him who he was. His connection to others is the weapon he uses to gain victory, both literally and figuratively. It is the experiences that Boba Fett has with his Tusken friends that allow him to become a new man. As a clone, Boba has always sought to stand alone, to distinguish himself from the many others like him, the many genetic identicals of him who litter the galaxy, and only after his death can he truly leave that behind and learn to be part of something more than himself. He becomes part of their tribe. He becomes one of them. He learns their ways. He learns their language. He leads them to victories and forges an unbreakable bond of blood between himself and the other members of the tribe. The other members of his tribe. Meeting his tribe is the defining moment of his existence. It is the moment of his death and of his rebirth. Because of them, he has become a new man, and even when they are dead, they are still alive with him. He could never again be the man that he used to be. The stick is the physical embodiment of all of this. It is an object he got from them, an object he received through the vision quest that they gave to him, an object he and they worked on together, an object they pulled together from within the sacred branch of the mystic tree. Wherever he goes, he takes that stick with him, and wherever he goes, he takes his tribe with him, through what he has become. The stick isn't made of wood, it is made of love. Throughout this season, this element has provided the thematic and emotional resonance for the series. When the Tuskens are killed, Boba doesn't revert to his previous ways. He finds Fennec Shand and he saves her. He has lost his new life, but he reacts not through reversion, not through violence or returning to his previous state, but by reaching out for connections to others. This is the heart of this season and the heart of this character. With the Tuskens, with Fennec, with Mando, throughout, he reaches out to others. He reaches for his connections to other people, and no longer wishes to stand alone. One of the EFAP group also looks at Boba on the ground and believes he has given up, that he has surrendered himself to death. The truth is different. Boba hasn't given himself up to death. He has accepted that he must kill Cad Bane. To a man of peace, such as Boba Fett has become, this is a far worse defeat than his own death. Truly, it is his first defeat. Until now, all enemies sent against him have been won over and have become his friends. His entire warband began as his enemies. Each of them chose to join him after being defeated by him. His strength is his connection to other people. His enemies become his friends because of that connection. His weakness becomes his strength. One becomes many. Another criticism made is that when Boba Fett goes to fetch the Rancor, he should have come back in Slave One. This is to ignore the thematic resonance of his decision. The growth of Boba Fett is such that he reaches instinctually for connection. He realizes that technology cannot defeat technology. Those droids can't be beaten by weapons. They can't be beaten by ships. They can only be beaten by the connection between two living beings. Slave One is a part of his past. The pair-bonded Rancor is a part of his future. The decision to ride the Rancor is the decision to move forward, the decision to make a stand for what he truly believes in. The very act which leaves Boba Fett on the floor at the feet of Cad Bane is falling from the Rancor. With that connection, he couldn't be defeated, but when Cad chases away his future, Boba becomes threatened by his past. Of course, this leads to his confrontation with Cad Bane as the representative of his former life. But while he is confronting Cad, the Rancor becomes loose and starts to endanger members of the town. Our people, as Boba Fett refers to them. And when this happens, it is Baby Yoda who tames the beast. And to do this, he uses the Force. The Force is the thing which binds together all living things. Obi-Wan, all the way back in the original Star Wars, Episode 4 A New Hope, said that the Force is a connection between all living beings.
The Force?
The Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together.
Boba embodies that. Boba lives the true creed of the Force. Not just Boba Fett the character, but Boba Fett the series. When 2 episodes don't even feature Boba himself, that's a show of faith in the other characters and in the audience, who will embrace them. And this is the power of Baby Yoda. He binds together all things. From the prequel era to the modern shows, from Mando to Luke Skywalker, from the Way to the Force, and from Disney to the audience. Ultimately, he reminds us of what the true meaning of Star Wars was always supposed to be. It's not about the action. It's not about the science or the mysticism. It's not even about the Force or the Empire. It's certainly not about the midichlorians. It's about protecting what you love, not destroying what you hate. And for Boba Fett, that means protecting everyone.